This is a Headgum Podcast.
Hello and welcome to Perfect Person, the show where I'm perfect and you're a person. This last week, I put a little bit of rice protein in a smoothie. And you know what I did with the leftovers? Put them in the freezer.
Of the rice protein or of the smoothie?
The smoothie.
Okay.
And then I put them in the freezer for a little snack later.
All right.
Then you just put it in with a little bit of extra milk and you reblend it.
Yeah.
So it's sort of having two smoothies in one over the course of a day and a half for my wife.
Okay.
Because I made some for her too. But
Nice.
the point is that, so you have the smoothie at first.
Okay.
A little bit left over.
Right.
Normally you're thinking that's going down the drain. That's going in the
never
garbage
thought that,
That's going
yeah.
in the garbage disposal. And what I did was I put it into a little soup container in the freezer.
Right. You had a Tupperware. Continue.
I'm joined by Geoffrey James,
That's it?
podcaster, comedian, artist.
Absolutely. You're the artist. You're wearing a
Writer.
really handsome turtleneck.
I thought this would impress you. No, but I did. I like to dress up a little bit for the show.
Yeah.
And I put this on and I thought maybe this will be something that's going to make me look nice.
Yeah.
In the context of a new friend, you.
Here's the thing I'll say about Miles is that I met you last year, thought you were great.
That's great.
Not re-met, but like saw you again a couple months ago,
Sure.
a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And you smelled great and you were wearing a corridor
Holy
top.
fuck. I smelled good that day.
Yeah. And we've already gotten into this on the Patreon. Thanks for supporting his ass because it allows him to buy the things that make you appear rich.
Organic plug. I will say, and I said this to you at that moment, I have a bunch of nice clothes because my friend, did you meet Zach?
Has the plug. I didn't meet Zach. I heard tell of Zach.
My friend Zach works at Corridor. Huge shout out. Love him so much.
Yeah.
My sweet baby. And he works at Corridor and he gives me the sort of tip off when they're going on a big sale.
Right.
And I head over there with.
He also gives you the tip off when they're going on a bake sale.
Yeah, exactly.
Corridor blondies.
Corridor blondies, yeah, on a bake sale.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm glad I smelled that good that day.
Yeah.
And that was a day when I met you, I went and did the Headgum Podcast.
Yes.
And I was like, I've got to butter myself up for this. I wanted to look nice. I wanted to smell rice. And I wanted to sort of like come in with a bang. And I feel that, and now that knowing your reaction to that, I feel that I have done it.
Right. And you know how like old people like dab talcum powder on themselves?
Talcum powder?
The fact that didn't resonate with you makes me look like a crazy person. Like old people always like take the talcum powder after a shave and go like,
They're slapping it.
yeah. So you said you wanted to smell rice. I'm wondering if you do that with the rice protein.
That would be nice if I did. And I wish I could say that I did, but
Yeah.
it didn't. And the rice protein smells like death. It smells bad. I don't know why. Sometimes like protein powders just like have that horrible like chemical smell.
Yeah. I didn't
Yeah.
know rice was so odorous.
Yeah.
But you were someone who dresses really well. I think
you.
you're a really handsome guy. You
That's
have
really
a great
nice.
beard.
That's really nice.
So I forgot where I was going with that. I guess just that you wore a turtleneck and I was like, that's about right.
Yeah. Well, and this is like one of probably 6 rotating outfits that I only wear on the show. 'Cause they're
Yeah.
like the nicest things I have. And I want to look cute.
I think you shouldn't ever repeat an outfit on this show. I think you should like make it a thing of like going out to find performing outfits, like things you can't necessarily wear in your everyday life.
Jeans.
How many minutes in are we?
Just like a couple.
And we go for like an hour.
And longer sometimes. Because I have to cut out if a call is bad, then I cut that out.
No, like I wore a fringe coat at a live show once.
Yeah.
And I haven't had the gall to wear it since.
Because it was too daring. It
Yeah,
was too
a little bit.
Too sultry.
Yeah.
Jeffrey, thanks for doing the show. I appreciate it. Been a fan of yours for a long time.
I've been a fan of yours since I was made aware of you,
Wow.
which has been a long time.
Which has been a long time. Now, Jeffrey, the people are calling in, obviously. We'll get to more chit-chat in a second.
Yeah.
But what qualifies you as a perfect person to take calls on this fine Sunday afternoon? Tell the audience a little bit about yourself and sort of your expertise in the ways of being what it is to be Geoffrey James.
I think as a person or as a performer, like, is this my chance to plug something or?
No, this is not the plug section.
Okay.
This is you saying, who the hell is this?
No, that's what I mean. Like,
People are calling in, and I've teed you up to be somebody that's answering their questions, their conundrums, their foibles.
Yeah.
What qualifies you?
I'm in therapy every week. I'm an emotionally in tune person. I'm an empathetic person. I study people inside and out, specifically inside.
And what about and what's a breakthrough you've had recently in therapy? Do you feel like has been really buttering you up?
I realized that I think I think that I consider myself a very open person, but I think I've realized that there's like a bottom 5% that I don't let anyone see.
Really?
Yeah.
Deeply.
And what's that?
Deeply.
Yeah.
Just the word deeply. I said.
Just the word deeply. And I also host a podcast called the Headgum Podcast, where it's like this podcast evil twin, I think.
Really?
I think so. I think you're maybe kinder than I am, but it's basically the same thing without call-in.
Yeah. Like Zelda or whatever, Link.
Yeah. We should link.
Let's move on. We should link up.
Unrelated.
No, I was going to say you're like Shadow Link.
I think so.
Yeah.
Or like Shadow to Sonic.
Oh,
maybe.
Yeah.
Also just like I have a darker complexion than you.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
I wasn't going to bring it up. Now, by the way, I handed you a cold brew when you walked in, and you said, I have a story for this, and you grinned widely. Before we get to the calls, because people are calling in, and they have emergency services that we need to answer. But what was the cold brew thing?
Well, you also asked me during the Patreon segment if this was my first cold brew of the day. Yeah. This is my first full cold brew of the day, because I got a cold brew.
Yeah.
And on my walk over here, I walked and it's raining a little bit, like not raining enough for me to have taken an Uber or driven. Mm-hmm. I didn't have my car.
You walked from your house?
I walked from somebody else's house.
Oh, got it. Nice. Were you stooping in my neighborhood?
Stooping? I've never heard someone say that in normal conversation.
You can just move on. You don't have to answer it.
I got a cold brew.
Yeah.
Was walking over, and then I was wearing this overcoat that I've been wearing, perfect for the rain.
Yeah.
And my phone alarm went off. It was that was the alarm where I was like, I can't miss that one, because then I'll miss the podcast.
Right.
So and then like it's a huge coat, so I have to kind of like ruffle. So I put my cold brew down on a trash bin.
Yeah.
And then turned the alarm off, and then just kept walking. So you're looking around like, I'm gonna have to cut so much of this out.
No, honestly, that's a look that I do when I check to see that they're all recording.
So get a producer.
I'm thinking, are we getting this?
This is gold.
I said, holy shit, are we getting this?
Cold brew on a trash can, kept walking. It was mostly
you left
full.
it there, yeah.
And it was a good cold brew.
Got it. So you had a cold brew and you left it on a trash can, and this turned into a 10-minute story somehow.
Yeah. The hangover's catching up to me, and I was like, I'm going to kill it on Miles's podcast today, because I want to do well for him.
Thank you, and I appreciate that.
And now I feel like it's getting away from me.
Well, I do feel like you're doing great.
Great.
We started out strong. The cold brew story went kind of, you just yapped. And
the cold brew story was a digression.
But the people are calling in, Geoffrey.
The people are calling in, yeah.
And they need our help. Now, obviously, you can call the show by following the Instagram account. That's where you're going to get information.
At Perfect Person Pod.
At Perfect Person Pod on Instagram. Yeah. We had a TikTok pop off recently. Hey-yo.
Nice.
And also...
Gonna have another one this episode.
That's right. If you like the show, you can rate and subscribe us on Apple Podcasts and iTunes and Spotify. And if you love the show, consider joining the Patreon, where you can hear Jeff and me sort of wax at each other before the episode even starts. There's episodes with cold opens, and there's an exclusive show called Perfect Person Platinum that's only on the Patreon. All right, here's the first voicemail that they've sent in.
Let's do it.
Hey, Miles. I'm just here to tell you that my tummy hurts today. Looking for your perfect advice, so my tummy can also be perfect and not hurt. Thanks.
So my first impulse is to think maybe she had a bad salad.
Listen, first of all, your tummy is perfect.
Wow.
Second of all,
yeah.
Pepto-Bismol? Like, I don't know what you want me to say, man. That was a gimme.
Well, I don't think I've talked about this in the show.
Yeah.
But I had food poisoning so bad I thought I was going to die a week ago.
What did you eat?
I had a rogue taco from a taco stand that I always go to. And it fucked me up so bad. And I know what you're thinking. Like a fire hydrant, both ends. And I know that might be a graphic visual, but I want everybody to be careful about food poisoning because it was the closest to death I may have ever felt. I had a fever.
Did you go to the hospital?
No, but I had a fever because I was so dehydrated, and I tried to stand up, and I was like, oh, like it was very tough. For like, and it was from 3 a.m. to 1 p.m. Open faucet, full blast.
My God.
From both sides.
And you're like a busy guy. So
yeah,
like,
no, it really fucked up my schedule.
So what were you telling people while you're like on the head?
Oh, I took a sick day from work.
Okay, that was it?
Yeah.
That's all you said?
And then I work for myself for this show.
What taco stand was it? Let's
I can't say because it's really close to my house.
Okay.
But I do love it, and I'll probably go back in a couple months.
It's going to take months?
Because my friend got the pastor taco.
Yeah, and what kind of taco did you get?
Pastor burrito.
Got it.
And I think it was the beans.
It was the beans.
With the bacon in
it was a couple sour beans.
It was a couple of sour little seeds.
Just like us, right?
Yeah.
A couple of sour beans.
I'm a sour little bean.
No, man.
Hello?
Hey, you called Perfect Person 30 minutes ago, and guess who's back to fix your tummy issues? I'm here with Geoffrey James.
Oh my goodness. I'm so excited.
Thanks for calling in. Jeffrey, say hello.
Hello.
This is Geoffrey James,
Hello.
Artist of the Week, freelance sidekick.
Wow.
Now, tell me about your tummy problems, and I want it to know that I just had wild diarrhea and explosive vomiting about a week ago, so I've had my own little experience.
Yeah, Miles was saying he had medically worrying diarrhea.
It was scary. I had to sort of do a Pedialyte situation.
Yeah.
Rehide.
That is so brutal. Okay, so I did pick up Pedialyte like an hour ago, so I'm moving in the right direction.
That's good. What was the tummy issue to begin with?
Tummy issue is that so I work as a middle school teacher.
Nice.
And did lots of busy season, you know.
Yeah.
And I feel like my body finally reached the point where it was like, hey, please, for the love of God, stop. Please stop.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, that's tough. I can't.
So you think it was stress
so
induced?
Last night it could be. Like I like what I do, but like it's 12-year-olds. So
Yeah.
they're gonna be 12. Yeah, I think I had plans last night. I did not think that it's like a shot in the dark. I was like, I'm calling Miles that my tummy hurts.
Yeah.
And I just thought it'd be funny.
This is one of my favorite calls because it's a type of thing that you might think that I can't fix.
Yeah.
But I'm absolutely about to.
Yeah. Okay.
Because you're perfect.
Because I'm a perfect little man. Now, Jeffrey,
You're the perfect doctor.
do you have tummy problems, Jeffrey?
I have a pretty healthy GI tract, I have to say.
Now, is it tummy problems? Is it about, and I'm trying to be tactful here.
Yeah.
Is it about a rumble?
Oh, you don't have to be.
Is it about a rumble or is it about a situation on the throne?
This is it's pleasant. It's like laying in my bed.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you're in second grade. You're 7 years old. Your tummy hurts.
Got it. Okay, cool.
You know, and I thought I was gonna throw up.
So we can rule out
I did.
tapeworm.
We can rule out tapeworm. We can probably, I don't know if we can rule it out entirely.
Yeah.
We'll probably revisit it in an hour, but I do,
Yeah.
it sounds like it's stress induced. Now, I think that
yeah.
the prescription I'm going to be giving you here is that you need to live a stress-free lifestyle.
Huge order.
You're so right.
Tall order.
Yeah.
You're talking to a public school teacher, one of the most noble jobs in the world.
And I'm just asking you carte blanche to stop being stressed.
I mean, I totally believe you that I should just have no stress in my life because you, as a perfect person, you've never had it before. So, you know, like you're really like prescribing something that you haven't experienced, but I think that's why you're the person to tell me to do it.
Now, I'm going to level with the audience here.
You're not an active listener. You didn't respond to what she just said at all. You diverted your attention.
Response. I'm fucking playing 4-dimensional chess with the caller, whose name is
Give me your best fake name.
Darcy. I'm here to tell you that I actually have been dealing with some stress lately. Jeffrey, how about you?
Yeah, it's been a really stressful fall for me. It hasn't manifested in tummy issues.
Yeah.
I also have a salve
You have a salve?
I have like an action item for Darcy.
Okay.
Go for a walk. If it's digestive,
yeah.
just like a quick jaunt around the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Definitely gets the digestive. Yeah, ideally a jaunt, maybe a waltz.
I find that sometimes, a walk can be very helpful, Geoffrey.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing I'll say in terms of living a stress-free lifestyle is to remember that, we're just on this.
Got it.
Yeah. we're just on this hurtling rock, zooming around.
Yeah.
And that it's all going to be fine. But I have been very stressed lately because I work a full-time job and I also do this show.
We were just talking about
this. I work a full-time job and I also do the show and I have a baby on the way. And so I went to the doctor actually. This is maybe too gross and maybe I'll just
let's hear it. I think Darcy's along for the ride.
I was having tummy issues.
I'm here.
And I was like, ooh, I'm having this pain. I had hernia surgery several years ago.
Oh my God.
Double.
Oh.
Double.
You're 29.
I know.
Be young.
Double hernia. And so they had 2 holes in my intestinal wall and it was in the mesh. And so they put in mesh. And
mesh.
It was horrible because it was a fiber optic mesh and Google mesh. And I literally, I couldn't use my abdomen for several weeks. So
how did you fuck?
What do you mean use?
Is that
what do you mean use?
I couldn't
that's like the
what do I mean use is a good question. I couldn't lean up. So I had to roll onto my side like a fish.
Wait, you were just horizontal for weeks?
I had to be horizontal. And Jeffrey's asking how did I fuck? And the answer is
planked for a trimester.
The answer is it was a while before I got back into the sack.
Wow.
That's like one of the main muscles that you use kind of passively with every movement.
But anyway, I had an experience that was new for me where I was like, I'm so worried. And I think it's just honestly, I went to the doctor and it was a gastroenterologist because I was like, I'm just having like this stomach pain and like, with this and that, whatever. And he was like, well, you had hernia surgery, right? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, okay, so you have some scar tissue around there. That's just going to be kind of painful every once in a while. And then he did a rectal exam, which I never had done before.
Yeah.
Very new experience for me.
How was it for you?
It was fascinating, illuminating, and deeply uncomfortable. But I will say, I did go, and it was illuminating.
It was lubinating.
Yeah. But before I even got into my butt, he told me, he was like, well, so oftentimes like that kind of thing, he like did a little stomach exam and he was like, well, this could definitely be stress. What's going on in your life? And I was like, well, yeah, my job can be stressful. And he was like, okay, cool. And I was like, and then I have a second job. And he was like, yeah, that would qualify. And I was like, and I have a baby on the way. And he was like, yeah, you're stressed.
Yeah.
It was nice to hear that I was stressed from a medical professional. My advice is go for a little stroll or a jaunt, as Geoffrey said. And make sure you stay hydrated because a lot of times
a lot of hernias are born out of dehydration.
But also, staying hydrated is a good way to be like, am I regular? And then you can kind of just keep on hydrating.
Definitely.
Anyway, thanks so much for calling in, Darcy. Darcy, you have a fantastic day, and I hope those tummy problems go away.
Thank you so much.
Bye. Have a good one.
See ya.
Bye.
If you listen to this podcast, then you know that I love a Get Healthy Quick scheme. Today, that Get Healthy Quick scheme is Athletic Greens. I've been taking a little scoop of this green magic powder, and it wakes me the hell up. You're supposed to take it on an empty stomach. You put 1 scoop of the AG1 powder into a glass of water, and I chug that thing down like it's a magical potion that a witch made for me. All this thing is doing is loading my ass up with 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food sourced ingredients, probiotics, and adaptogens to help me start my day off right. I really like the AG1 powder because oftentimes I don't know what type of wild food I'm going to get into that day. I might not encounter a vegetable until tomorrow, so I'm going to eat the vegetable via this potion in the morning. Right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. It's just 1 scoop in a cup of water every day. That's it. No need for a million different little pills or supplements to look out for your health. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/perfectperson. Again, that is athleticgreens.com/perfectperson to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. Relaxing is the key to being a perfect person. Making sure that you're taking the edge off. Whether that's through a little run, whether that's through making yourself the perfect little dinner, or whether that's through relaxing through the power of a diet smoke edible. Now, I am familiar with all sorts of THC edibles, but one of the things I really like about diet smoke is that it's not gonna get you so zooted that you're not going to be able to make that special little dinner. That's why when I need the perfect high, I hit up my friends at Diet Smoke for the delicious Delta 8 and Delta 9 THC gummies. All of Diet Smoke's THC is derived from American-grown hemp, meaning they're both federally legal, and each product has a lab test result for potency and safety. Diet Smoke is legal in most states, and it's non-prescription, so no convos with sketchy dealers or doctor's office. You just decide that you want THC, and they ship it right to your door. I had to have a Diet Smoke gummy the other day just to take the edge off, and boy, oh boy, I had the most luxurious evening. I hopped in the tub. I was letting that water wash over me. I put on my favorite show on an iPad. Use promo code PERFECT at checkout now for 20% off your entire order at dietsmoke.com. That's dietsmoke.com. Promo code PERFECT for 20% off. Diet Smoke's products are not for use or sale to people under the age of 21. Please use responsibly. If you're at all curious and you haven't tried this kind of thing before, this ships right to your door, and I highly recommend taking just a half of one of their gummies to get started, and you're going to have the most luxurious evening of your life.
You're a magnetic guy. Like, it really was. This is the compliment I was going to give you, was like going to your baby shower and meeting all your friends. I was like, this guy has a charisma, a magnetism about him where he attracts good people.
Wow.
Even your listeners are great.
Yeah, that's very sweet of you.
My listeners are pieces of shit. They're bad people.
They're bad eggs.
Yeah.
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 People are nice. Yeah, the callers are always very sweet.
Yeah.
And public school teacher. Both my parents are school teachers, actually.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
My mom was a teacher.
No way.
Public school teacher, yeah.
Wow.
For
Nice.
a bit. My roommate on Halloween was going to have a threesome with this couple.
Such a hard pivot. Such a crazy hard pivot.
This is just...
My mom was a public servant. Anyway, let me talk about this threesome.
Menage.
Yeah.
My roommate was going to have this threesome, and then they bailed. And then my roommate posted something tagging me on her story that night. And then he DM'd her about the story and was like, holy shit, I listened to his podcast. And I was like, you dodged a bullet.
Wow.
By not having the menage. Is this going bad?
No, this is going great.
Okay.
This is one of my favorite episodes I've ever done.
You don't have to say that.
This is one of my favorite.
Your episode of if you want to listen to my show, Miles did an episode of the Headgum Podcast. That is maybe my favorite episode of the show we've ever done.
That's really sweet of you.
And I'd love to have you back on.
I was proud to be on.
Yeah.
Because I used to listen a lot.
And you were proud beyond.
I was proud beyond.
Meat.
Beyond meat. Beyond burger. Let's take another call here.
I'm fucking feeling it.
You feeling the energy
I
here?
feel like
is the cold brew kicking in? Let's take one big sip. One big sip. Both of us, one big sip. Here we go.
Cheers,
This
brother.
is the cheers, brother.
Crush it.
Oh. All right, here we go. We're taking another one.
Hi. Okay. So I just need to know what to do if I hear my brother and his girlfriend having sex over Christmas. I have actually unfortunately heard this once before.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, what do I do in that situation? Yeah, thanks.
Here's what you do. You start wanking even louder than them having sex.
Give that energy. You take this one.
Hello?
Hey, this is Geoffrey James. I'm guesting on the Perfect Person podcast. And you just called in today?
Oh my God. Yes, I did. Hi.
Miles is also here, but he's being shy, I think.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, never mind.
Just wanted to have Geoffrey sort of take the reins for a second.
Yeah.
It can be a lot to sit in the throne. And
Yeah, we should say that in the studio, your chair is like 4 feet off the ground and I'm looking up at you.
Yeah, I sort of like to create a power imbalance, a power dynamic. But anyway, thank you so much for calling in. What's your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Shay. I'm calling from Washington.
Shay from Washington.
State or DC?
State.
Nice.
Washington State, up and over to the left. That's honestly, every time someone says Washington, I always picture it. I always picture a map, and then I look up and over to the left where it is. I've never been to Washington. Yeah. But anyway, you're concerned about hearing the sounds of passion coming from your brother's room because him and his girlfriend, they are wild together. Yes?
Yeah, so it's happened once before, and I haven't spent a night in the same place as my brother since. It's been like 4 years. Wow. Okay. It wasn't intentionally. We just been in different states, but we're finally like going to be at the same place for Christmas, and he'll be there. We'll be across the hall. Last time he was also across the hall with a different girlfriend, and I'm just
Casanova.
Well, the last one was from Canada, so like it is soon to be fiance, like most likely. So,
do you like the fiance?
Yeah. Do you like the fiance? What's your relationship with her?
Oh, I love her. She's better than him.
That's the best position to be in as with any in-laws. Here's I actually have an action item solve.
Yeah, please.
But it requires us.
Jeffrey's solve of the week.
Here's what we do.
Okay.
Shay, you're going to send to the perfect person email address.
Yeah.
If you're comfortable, your home address. Me and Miles are going to me and Miles are going to invest on your behalf in a pair of Bose 700 noise canceling over ear headphones. Yeah. We're going to send them your way pre-Christmas. That's our Christmas gift to you, and you can listen to whatever you want. That doesn't have to be your brother having sex.
I like where your head's at, but I'm going to do you one better.
Yeah.
We're going to make a house call. Washington style.
That's more expensive.
We show up in sunglasses. Knock, knock, knock. Who is it? Hey, we're doing house calls, and we heard someone was fucking real loud in here.
Keep doing it, but be a little discreet.
Be a little more cognizant. Maybe some ball gag.
Oh my God.
My mom will be there, so that will be interesting.
Yeah. I find that like when I hear my friends have sex or when I hear anything like that,
which is often
because I'm standing outside their window.
Yeah.
No, I did have a roommate once.
Yeah.
And this roommate did not understand. Yeah, only once. This roommate did not understand the concept of quiet moaning.
Quiet coitus, yeah.
Yeah. And that was really hard to hear and to have.
And you were really hard.
And no, I wasn't hard to hear and have. But I did, it was just like, I think that what I did in that situation was walk around loudly on the phone.
Yeah.
So like this person's door was like near a common area, and I would walk over there. I would be on my phone and be like, yeah, no way. That's crazy. Have you played the new game? Have you played the new video game?
Saying the least sexy stuff possible.
And because it's like, then they are like, oh shit, someone's right outside. Like we better be a little more quiet.
I might do an all egg salad month. What do you think?
Lot of cholesterol. All egg salad. But yeah, I would say like make a loud conversation right outside.
Especially because you're related. I think you saying anything is going to put him off.
Yeah, no.
And
you can't confront your brother about his moaning.
That's what cars are for when you go home.
Confronting my brother about his moaning.
It's like a jackass style thing, like Bam waking up his parents. Bursting in.
But I think it's just like,
I love that. So is it weird if I start like a phone call though, a fake phone call, if it's like 3 a.m? Like, do you think he's gonna know what's up?
You could
like that's a fake phone.
You could like bring out like a beat pill playing This American Life. And you're sort of like listening. You're like, oh, I love this one. You're talking out loud to yourself. And Ira Glass is like, today we're investigating corn farmers in Idaho. I think that it's just like anything you can do to make noise or like accidentally drop like a big pot of soup on the ground. And then you're like, oh God, the soup's everywhere. I hope nobody wakes up.
A split pea recipe or...
I could do like a tomato bisque outside the door, like in my room, It's like, shoot, now I'm gonna eat that at, and I 3 a.m. snack.
Yeah, I think that you got to go for the side confront. This is not something you want to have an actual conversation about, but it's also devastating to hear one of your siblings bone loudly. Like
I've luckily never heard that.
That's really good.
Yeah.
But we hope this.
Definitely definitely not recommended.
No, definitely not recommended. But yeah, I want to hear in your words what you're gonna do when you hear the sounds of passion.
Yeah, we just threw a bunch of pitches at you.
Yeah,
did any of them resonate?
You let us know
with your own.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you actually did give me an idea. I think I don't want to waste food, right? So I love the soup idea, but I'm we're conscious of food waste.
That's right.
But I love, and I'm not sure who, I'm not sure my acting skills for a fake phone call, but for making noise, I'm like, oh, I have like a game console. I have games where there's like loud noises. I can turn that on and like play it really loud. Like I feel like if there's like gunshot noises or something.
Yeah, if you're playing if you're playing Fortnite with party chat on the TV speakers, so it's like some 9-year-old who's like, let's drop Tilted. They knocked me. Then that's gonna also be like a chiller on the sex.
I also last pitch because you mentioned you didn't want to have it. You don't like food waste. You could just every night you're home with him, cook a really heavy dairy-based dish so they don't even want to have sex.
Yeah, if you're like, what is that? Like sauerkraut milk.
Yeah, sauerkraut milk for dinner.
Pickled milk.
Yeah. No, I'm like a pheasant.
Amazing, yeah.
Yeah, beef Wellington with like a creamy glaze.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything I could eat that would prevent me from having sex. Yeah,
that's awesome.
It would all just power me up.
Mexican.
It's all energy to burn, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm feeling the burn.
And burn in 2024.
Burn in 2024. Anyway, we hope this has been helpful because it's certainly been helpful for Jeff. You have a fantastic evening.
Shay, enjoy your day.
Thank you. You as well.
Bye, Shay. Here's another voicemail.
Mm-hmm. Hi. So my problem is that I accidentally betrayed one of my friends yesterday, sort of on accident. I got coffee with one of her enemies who happens to be a childhood friend of mine. And then she found out because I had to post the Be Real. So I don't know how to make it up to her and like fix our broken bond. So let me know if you have any advice. Bye. Thanks.
Because I had to post the Be Real.
I had to. I simply had to. She would have known something was up if I didn't post the Be Real. So one of her best friends' enemies is a childhood friend of hers, and they were getting coffee, and she posted the Be Real.
It's the that gets me there. I just deleted Be Real. I was like, I really don't want to have more social media than I need to.
I haven't used it. I get the notifications every day and I'm like, oh, that's cool. And I haven't done a Be Real in months.
You're real every day. You've been real.
I am real on this podcast every damn day of my life.
Yeah. And honestly, this feels like a social media of some kind. So it's like, I don't need
in more. A way, I'm media and we are social. And in a way, that is social media.
Yeah.
So it's social media because it's two people being social and we make it media.
You're gesticulating so much, I'm worried that you're going to get another hernia.
I can't. Because I got it on both sides. And they put 2 pieces of mesh on either side of the inside of my ball sack.
Mesh.
Anal mesh. It wasn't in my ass. It was in my stomach mesh.
Got it.
Hello,
you called perfect person, and we're here to solve your problems and fix your life. I'm here with Geoffrey James, who is really staring with a death stare at the floor. He looks upset. He looks mad. Geoffrey, say what up.
I don't care to.
Yeah.
Because I actually really value loyalty.
He values loyalty. And honestly, I hate to say it, but you did the ultimate Be Real betrayal.
The betrayal reel.
I did. Yeah, I know. It was a real unfortunate timing of the Be Real. I was too real.
It was a little too, Be Real got a little too real for you. Now, I want to know, I have a lot of questions because we're going to need extra context to give you extra special perfect advice here. And the first is, what does the word enemies mean?
Yes.
What was the falling out that your childhood friend or friend from home had with your one of your other friends?
Should I give them like person A, person B names,
Yeah.
for clarity?
That's great. Well, why don't we give them fake names? Why don't we do this? Your friend from home is named Sandy. And your
Sandy, yes.
Sandy is the enemy, and then your other friend
is Rizzo.
Yeah, so Sandy was dating this boy. Then the boy breaks up with Sandy, and now Rizzo and the boy are dating. And Sandy has lost all of her friends because of it, because they all sided with Rizzo for some reason. And
crazy. Holy shit. It's so fucked. Right. Okay.
Yes, literally. And so Sandy now had to make new friends. I've stuck by Sandy though in this conflict, and I've been we're really good friends, so I've been supporting her. But Rizzo and I have been friends for a decade. So, I still care about her. I think she did a bad thing, but it's also we're seniors in high school, so it's sort of people do dumb things.
Gotcha. So that puts a ton into context.
Yeah. You didn't do anything wrong.
No, you've done nothing wrong. And if anything, Rizzo is a bad person.
I was going to say also, 100%. I think Rizzo maybe also didn't do anything wrong.
Rizzo didn't do anything wrong by dating the boy, but to date a boy and then be slander his ex is bad.
Is Rizzo slandering Sandy, or is
they're enemies?
She just dating the guy?
Okay, at the moment she's just dating the guy, but in the past there was more drama. But actually, at the moment, this is why I'm more okay with meeting up with Rizzo. Is Rizzo right now is not really doing anything except dating the boy, and she's not even really being that public about it. Sandy, at this point, is probably more upset about it than Rizzo is, which is understandable. She lost all of her friends, but
yeah, Sandy's been exiled.
Fine as that.
That's tough. It's tough to be Sandy.
Yeah.
To be exiled from the community for seemingly doing nothing, just being heartbroken,
getting broken up with.
Yeah, it's hard to cancel someone for getting broken up with, right?
I think you're being a kind friend to your two friends, and I think that is Sandy upset with you?
Last night she reacted to my B reel with a shocked face, and I was like, oh no, I've been caught. And so I texted her that night, and I was like, I'm really sorry. If I hurt you by this, I never meant to do that. I knew Rizzo was going through a hard time though, and so I wanted to be there for her. And so Sandy was like, well, I'm upset that you were there for her in the first place because of everything she's done. She's like, I thought you'd know better than to do this. And I'm like, okay, but I've known her for a decade. I'm going to be there for her.
You actually sound like a perfect person in this scenario.
You are very nice, Jeff.
I think two things, using therapy language, two things, you can hold two things to be true, that you're there for Rizzo, and that doesn't mean you're not there for Sandy, and that doesn't mean you don't care about Sandy. But yeah, you've had this friendship with Rizzo for 10 years. So it doesn't sound like there are things maybe that people can do where you're you should cut them out of your life, or that was bad enough.
Yeah,
that
it
doesn't sound
crime. I find that I agree with what you're saying. When friends have falling outs, I can't be a part of choosing a side.
It's not fair for them to make you choose a side,
right? Unless there is some sort of crime going on, unless there's some sort of really evil deed. If it's just two people who are well, she sucks and she said whatever about me, and it's all right, I'm going to kind of take myself out of it a little bit. And you get stuff from both people, but I don't know. You can't choose sides in that way. And also you cannot, more than that, you can't expect friends to choose sides.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is going to that's going to make you more isolated from your friends if you try to get them to choose sides. So I think you've done absolutely nothing wrong. And honestly, I respect the be real. I respect the hell out of it. You got to stay loyal to the game. You have to be real. This was you being real to the realest extent that you could have possibly been real.
100%.
I know. I hold nothing back.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Well, hey, keep on fucking getting out there and partying hard. You know what I'm saying?
Will do. Thank you.
Absolutely. What'd you get, by the way, for coffee? You said you guys met up.
Sugar and spice latte from Better Buzz. It was really good.
Better Buzz sounds good. Sugar and spice latte, man. You're making me hungry. Well, thanks so much for calling in. You have a fantastic day.
Yeah, thanks so much. You too.
Bye.
I love that your parting advice to her was to keep partying hard when the only action she mentioned was getting coffee. She didn't mention partying at all. She's 17, it sounded like.
I thought that I gave good advice there. Oftentimes people call in and they just want to hear that they did everything right.
Yeah, you said that. You've said that on the show before.
I think I've said it many times.
Yeah.
Because often people will be like, there's this huge problem, but this is like, everything seems fine.
So if we get another call, I don't know how many more we're doing, but if we get a call where you think someone's in the wrong, are you going to be honest with them?
Yeah.
Great.
But the girl called in and a couple of episodes ago, she was like, I don't want to lie to my kid by saying Santa was real. And I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, it's not lying to say a legend to a child. Like,
also, last night, weren't you talking, somebody was saying like that their parents lied to them for so long that it fostered trust issues in them?
Oh, there's a This American Life episode about,
that's what it is.
About like parents who really fucked up their kids by like believing in it so hard that it ended poorly.
So what age are you going to tell your kid that Santa's not real?
I think I'll gauge on whether my kid thinks Santa's real or not.
Okay.
And then I will let the legend of Santa exist,
Yeah.
but I won't like gaslight them with writing Santa on the gifts as much.
Got it. I feel like 13 is the latest.
I think I believed in Santa pretty long. Not till 13 though.
Wow.
Maybe like middle school, mid-middle school. And I was like, Santa's probably definitely real. Anyway, I'm going to go like Google search boobs on my MacBook. I'm not MacBook, Ruby Mac.
Ruby. What's Ruby Mac?
They were a desktop computer.
Like the Mac,
The
with
big
like
ones, the Mac.
pink.
Like it had the
Gel.
Yeah, the red
Yeah,
background, the way you could see through it.
That was an awesome computer.
That was a
I
sick,
think you should edit on that.
yeah,
Yeah.
bad editing computer.
Well, the display is bad, but that's
The processor. That's what we do it for. Eh?
the Bonsignore is
The
going out.
Bonsignore. That's what we do it for. All right, we got another call here.
Hey, Miles. So here's my problem. I'm in like the happiest relationship I've ever been in ever.
Mm.
And one of my coworkers is high key really jealous and is constantly making like snide remarks at me, even when I don't bring up my partner at all because I know that it bothers them. So like, how do I go about dealing with this without being like, hey, get off my dick, you know?
Yeah, so a coworker's jealous of you happy. They are sad and they are choosing to be jealous of you happy.
Another one where we need so much more information, I think, but on its face, it's like, yeah, you can't do anything with unless you have an honest conversation.
Or honestly, it's you have to make your coworker happy. You have to Santa Claus it. You have
That's
to
not
Santa
her responsibility.
You have to Santa Claus it.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello, you called perfect person because you've got a stinky little coworker. And they're sad that you found love. I'm Miles Bonsignore, host of Perfect Person. And
The show just started.
I'm sitting here with Geoffrey James, freelance sidekick of the week. What's your name and where you're calling from, sweet pea?
I'm Nicole. I'm calling from Virginia.
Nicole from Virginia.
Go Cavaliers.
Go Cavs. So tell us about your coworker. Where do you work, first of all?
Yeah, what do you do?
Okay. So I work for the Goodwill. So I just take donations and I price all day.
Gotcha. So you work for the Goodwill, you're taking donations and you price all day, and you've got and you're in a happy relationship. And who's your relationship with? What's that like? Butterflies in your tummy or what?
Yeah. So I really committed to the new year, new me this year.
Yeah.
That's right.
And I broke up with my toxic ex. I left my toxic job.
We stand.
it.
Yeah, we stand.
And then I met this cool guy on Bumble. He's 25 and I'm turning 29 this week. And
Nice.
Very cool.
he makes a bunch of money and he takes care of me and he's just the best.
Hell yeah. That rules.
That's
Okay,
awesome.
cool. Nice. And tell us about your coworker.
So they're someone that started after me. They at first were really cool. Like we hung out and stuff and we're having like a great time. And then like I started officially dating this guy that I'm with now.
Yeah.
And they kind of got like really salty at me because they just talk about how I have like this quote unquote rich boyfriend and
Oh my
Like,
God.
are just always, they're just like, I wish I had a rich boyfriend who took care of me. And I'm just like, I'm not with him because he has money. I'm with him because he's nice to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Do you think that they are just jealous of the relationship you have, or do you think they might have some feelings for you?
Oh.
Oh no, they're They are they're gay. It's a gay guy that I work with.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. So so this person was previously friendly to you? Like was fine with you?
Yeah, like we were really, like we hung out like outside of work.
Jealousy is that little purple goblin that sits on our shoulders and asks us to think.
Sorry?
I think that
what was that?
Chapter 1. From my book.
He has a manuscript in his lap. This is so fucked up. I think to stay on the line while he reads an entire novel.
So I think that like I definitely feel like I've had friends.
Nice.
That's awesome. That's the end of it. That's awesome for me. I feel like sometimes you have friends that are like that do not want you to succeed.
Yeah.
And I think that this is actually super common in like coworker relationships because they're people that don't really have a stake in your life and you're both rooted in the same life situation, same financial situation. So sometimes those people really do not actually want to see you succeed.
Yeah.
And this seems like a classic example of this. Jeff, do you know what I'm talking about? He yawned. He fucking yawned.
I know what you're talking about for sure. Yeah.
Have you ever felt this way?
100%. Yeah. There's like, there's comparison is the thief of joy though. And I think,
wow.
I've definitely had friends who can't be happy for me when I have something good happen to me. Mm-hmm. And honestly, it like really sours the friendship for me. Like I just can't do that.
You book a Shopify commercial, people are thinking, oh, wish that was me. And they're like, wow, wish I had a Shopify commercial.
Stuff like that. And like,
the industry actually, I think, is really that way. Like entertainment really industry in LA, it can be so devastatingly that way. Hopefully, like, I feel like I had some of those friends and I tried to purge those relationships because it's like so based on nothing. And like people who are all like, yeah, we're all working and building this together. And they're just like, fucking that person doesn't deserve whatever. And it's like, yeesh. But I
mean, I'm glad for you that this is a coworker that even though you guys were friendly is not someone you maybe consider inner circle. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, I guess, disappointing because like,
it's also annoying to have those comments at work. Like you have to be at work. You have to see this person. And then even if you, like you said, even if you don't bring your boyfriend up, they like are passive aggressive about it. That's just bad energy to be around.
Yeah.
But like you want to surround yourself with people who like are on your team, lift you up, all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And
honey.
I think unfortunately the only solve is I think to talk to him about it like honestly and openly. Especially if he's being passive aggressive, because those people will never realize it or fix that themselves. Yeah. Or you just have to like let it slide off your back.
Yeah, to me, we're gonna go for gold here with a confrontation moment.
Yeah,
brought to you by Goodwill. I think that what you're
no way they're a sponsor.
You think you're gonna what you're gonna want to do is like wait for this person, lay a little mousetrap.
A physical mousetrap. There's no way.
And let this guy step.
We have some.
Let this guy step. Yeah, there's definitely mice in the Goodwill. Let the mice. Let this guy step into the trap. And what I mean is like, oh, like my boyfriend just took me to dinner. We're gonna do that after work. I'm super stoked. And then this guy's like, wish I had a rich boyfriend. And you're gonna be like, okay.
That's probably what she's doing already.
No. What I think you're doing is I think you're being like, yeah, you'll find someone. You're being polite.
Right.
Am I wrong?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Because they're, I guess to spill some tea, they're in a really toxic relationship where their partner's constantly cheating on them. And
Jesus.
I've offered them advice on like, hey, just break up with them. If you need a place to stay, like we have an extra room.
You're a perfect person.
And
I think that to me, this is going to be an advice that I feel like I've given before, but it's not rude to trim the fat off of politeness.
Yeah.
It's not rude to not be super accommodating.
Yeah.
It just is okay to be neutral. But I think a lot of people are trained to make people extra comfortable even when it's not deserved. So it's like, it's not rude if he says like, oh, I would have had a rich boyfriend, which is like a fucking shitty thing to say. He says this and you just go, Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, just let it simmer, and he's going to be like, what? I didn't like, and he's going to say something else, and just, again, let that bounce off. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like that wasn't that nice of a thing to say.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't need to confront hard, because that's almost never the way. But if you go for a soft curveball of, that's like sort of a quiet little simmer.
Yeah.
Then this guy's going to know that what he said is a bad thing to say.
Yeah.
Okay, so like not a yell or like cursing them out, just like a chill, just
I'm anti-yell.
That's not really cool.
Yeah, you know exactly. Like just soft. Do it soft and simple.
Yeah,
like a good McDonald's soft serve.
I'm so hungry.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think that like in a confrontation like this, especially with someone that doesn't matter, don't waste your energy.
Especially with like a nothing person.
Like a nothing person that's your coworker. But like you don't need to waste your energy like on that good confrontation sauce that you might need to save for your mom or your fucking dog.
Waste your energy on trying new things in the bedroom with your boyfriend. Yeah,
waste your
plan
energy.
A vacation with your boyfriend.
That's right.
It doesn't matter if you even go to Japan alone.
Spend fall break on a catamaran.
Okay.
Or a pontoon boat.
Yeah.
In Kerr Lake in Virginia. That's right. I've been there.
Weird pull.
My dad used to have a pontoon boat.
That's it?
It had a hole in it, and one time the motor fell. The motor fell in the water, and we were stranded in the water for several hours.
Also, like, enjoy your life.
Yeah.
And don't let anyone make you feel bad about being happy, especially after coming out of a toxic relationship. You've earned it. You've done the work on yourself, within your relationships to find happiness. You deserve it. You've earned it. Just enjoy.
Don't let the bastards get you down. No, don't let the assholes wear you out. Kesha.
Is that a Kesha song? I thought you were making that up.
It's actually really good.
Got it.
We hope this helps because it's really been helpful for me. And I think that, you got to go for a soft serve here.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm soft serving.
Nice. You could also cone. You could cone them.
How so?
Do you remember that old internet trend where people would go through the McDonald's drive-thru, order a soft serve, take it, and then just like put it on their unicorn?
It was a trend like planking.
Yeah.
So you know what we could do?
What?
We could do one good plank at the end of the episode.
I would love to plank with you.
I'd love to plank with you. It'd be an honor.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for calling in.
Thank you for having me.
You have a wonderful day, and congratulations on finding love.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right, we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Have him get you a Rolex.
Bye. What was that? Rolex?
Oh,
yeah, you're really into watches. I feel like a Rolex isn't necessarily a cool watch to have. It's just like a rich guy thing.
Yeah, it's I don't have a Rolex. I've never had a Rolex. I don't know if I ever will have a Rolex. There's cooler watches to have.
That's what I mean.
And I don't like when people who don't know about watches, because I spend money on watches. I really only spend money on food and watches. And so like sometimes people notice the watch and they're like, how much was it? And I'm like, that's not what it's about. And then it
was 10 grand. That's not what it's about, man. You don't get this shit, but it was a 15 grand and I do own it on me. How much is the most expensive watch you've had? Don't. You're embarrassed to say, but you're going to say it. Go.
I don't want to answer
3, 2, 1, go.
I don't want to answer that question because if people don't know about watches, they're going to think I'm an asshole.
Let me know when I stop. 10 grand. 12. 12.
It wasn't more than 12. It wasn't more than 10, but still.
8.
9. But they also appreciate and value. So owning them, if you decide to sell it, you'll make money on it.
Like Beanie Babies.
Like stocks and bonds. Beanie Babies.
Wow. I'll bleep it.
Yeah, bleep it. But you should get you've earned a watch for sure. You should get a watch for yourself when your baby's born.
You told me you were going to buy me a watch.
But then I spent the 9.
On the Headgum Podcast, you said you were going to buy me a watch.
I can't buy you a watch. I actually have
I don't need it.
$90 in my bank account right now.
What if like a charge comes up?
That's the fear.
That's the fear that you live on the edge of with every day.
I am getting paid soon.
That's good.
Yeah. And I have cash.
Well, Geoffrey, we just have one last final segment to sort of get
I was worried about this one.
You were?
Yeah, I haven't thought of one yet. But
you haven't thought of something good?
I will during the theme song.
Okay,
or the
good.
segment song.
Yeah. This is a segment we like to call Get Real, a segment where we force a genuine moment in an effort to learn more about each other and ourselves. And I'm joined by Geoffrey James. Jeff.
So dramatic. It's so melodramatic, and it's a loop.
It's not a loop.
Is it not?
I hit the button when it ends.
Right. But like, it's the same pattern of music.
It's the same pattern of music.
It's
with
like an 8-bar loop or something.
What's something you've been struggling with recently?
Is that the question? I thought it was is it a new thing every...
It changes around. Sorry. What was the question you wanted to answer?
I thought it was the one you asked Riley of, I'm glad it's not that one. Anyway.
No. What was the one I asked Riley?
It was, what's a defining moment in your life that you don't really talk about? I don't want to answer that one. I'll answer something I'm struggling
I'm
with.
curious about that now that you brought it up.
I can answer both.
Can you answer both?
I think it's good to be earnest. I'm very not earnest on my show.
Do you think that there's a defining moment that in your life that you feel like people don't really think about that matters a lot to you?
That people don't think about or that I don't talk about?
You don't talk about.
I graduated high school a year early.
Yeah.
And I don't talk about that, but people are always like, why are you so young? And that's why I'm so young but exist in the spaces that I do.
Oh, interesting.
And everything that I have in my career, which is maybe not that much, but it was all because of timing, because I graduated high school early. I graduated high school early, went to school, was able to intern because I was in school with Jake and Amir.
Yeah.
Shout out the Headgum Podcast. And then like all the timing of that kind of stuff worked out perfectly because of that. And then like I graduated before COVID hit.
Yeah.
So that really, and then also just like anytime I'm doubting myself, I'm like, but when you were like 17, like you did these things and you were so naive that you thought you could do these things. So like my advice maybe would be don't lose all of your naivete because like that makes you like the critic in your head, like talk you out of trying things.
I think that's really wise. And I think also it's like I sort of frame that same idea as all of this stuff is bonus. It's way further than I thought that I would be able to get.
Yeah.
So I can't be moving the goalpost to something that's even bigger because like what I'm experiencing right now, I didn't know I was going to be able to get this far.
Yeah. But this is just the start for your ass.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
That's very sweet.
Do you want to act? What are your professional goals?
Yeah, I'm shooting a short next weekend that I hope will be nice and fun and do some festival stuff, but we'll see. I'm like putting a little bit of money into it for the first time. Like, I think that I got into show business through the way of like digital content.
Same.
And then I was like, now I only feel comfortable enough that I've like pushed that to a degree where I'm like, all right, I can be successful in that space. Now let me return to what I originally wanted to do when I was a kid, which is like scripted narrative stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, here's a question though. What year did you intern for Jake and Amir?
2016. And the timing was perfect too because they had just started Headgum late 2015. So it was the first class of interns. And I lived 10 minutes from the studio, so they gave me this like part-time job all through college.
Hugely successful. And you know what I'll say?
Yeah.
There was a little guy, speaking of jealousy, there was a little guy living in New York City, and I saw you get the internship at Headgum, and I thought, man.
Did you apply?
I don't even know that I did because I was out of college.
You weren't in college yet.
No, I was out of college. I graduated in 2015.
Yes.
But I remember seeing that and being like, man, that guy.
Fuck that guy.
He's got it all. Or maybe fuck that guy, but more so just being like, that's the guy who's doing the stuff that I want to be doing. And now look at us.
Look at us.
In the same room, high on cold brew.
I'm so happy for you and hope we keep collaborating. So happy that this is a Headgum podcast too.
My God, me too,
You
dude.
should do a Headgum sketch soon.
I would love to do a Headgum sketch. The sketches are really fucking funny, by the way.
I think it'd be funny if you were my therapist.
I'd really like that.
Maybe it's just because I'm sitting on this is a therapy setup and you're wearing a turtleneck.
I often like to think that the show is, like a mad therapist. I also I want to, I want to. I'm like at some point I'm going to release merch at some point, and
it has to be awesome. It can't just be like printed.
No.
Yeah.
I'm like, my goal is to collaborate with either a like a clothing company or to do something where maybe it's a little bit higher end, but I make less on it, but it is something that's really cool.
You should collab with Spirit Jersey.
What's that?
It's those like kind of basic white people. Like,
how dare you?
No, but I think you can adopt them into your own culture.
Appropriate white culture.
It's those. It's like the sleeves. Yeah, quote me on that. It's those sleeves that kind of start down here and go up, and like they often say Nantucket on the back, with nothing on the front.
Interesting.
And I think it should just say Bonsignore on the back.
Such a weird shirt.
I would love to wear that shirt.
Honestly, the merch I want to do that I'm thinking about right now, shout out everybody, would be like some sort of interesting whatever pattern thing, and it would just say in small type perfectionist with a rotary phone on it. Like something very simple that like could be streetwear if you like put a jacket over it, and like you could wear it as a full outfit. And it doesn't, I don't want it to say like, I don't want it to be a podcast merch. I want it to be like a cool thing. But my whole thing was the therapy thing. Wow, we really got off track here. Thinking, back to the thing. Okay.
Naivete.
Yeah. I want to make like branded assets for that thing that are videos of me as if I have like a retreat center. That's me funny. Being like, welcome to the Perfect Person Oasis here at Perfect Person. And I have like several of my friends in all white, like answering phones out in like a yard, as if it's like a rehab facility or some sort of weird twisted
9 Perfect Strangers.
Like something like that. I think would be really fun to do.
That'd be great. You should also do a live show soon. This would be so good. Live.
I know. I really want to do a live show.
Yeah.
So
Headgum can help set that up for you.
Oh my God. The brand rep right here on the couch.
So.
But yeah, man, thanks so much for doing the show.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it. And also, you're doing obviously so well. You've done so many things. So I think that that resonates with me.
Yeah. I don't know. Does that, do you feel like you're successful?
No, not at all.
Yeah. I was like, I don't feel successful.
I feel, I feel very lucky, but I don't think I feel, successful yet.
You can't hang your hat on it.
Yeah, well, I feel like it's also like I just have seen how the internet goes in such waves, and if you like, it's like we're
gonna be toast in 4 years.
Yeah, well, like that's kind of my thing. It's like I'm like all right, it's good for now, and I just want to make sure that I'm like still
parlaying it into something else,
listening to the conch shell that is the internet.
Yeah,
because it's like if you don't pay attention and you don't try to foster it and you don't try to keep being honest, I think that's when stuff goes away.
I think you have to be year over year reevaluating and like changing shit up. I need to do that on my show, but but yeah, it's like you only get your window. It feels like a little bit, and then like people will stick with you. Like people still watch Jake and Amir stuff and all that. Of
course, yeah.
But they had their heyday, and so the goal is to parlay it into something else. I have this constant fear of that, of like losing that.
Yeah, that it'll go away like that. Or like, oh, people just aren't that interested anymore. And that, but also fine. And that happens. Yeah. And so I think that I'm like, that's why I'm trying to build up a bunch of different little things so I can keep doing this for a long time, but not necessarily like a flash in the pan thing. Well, Jeff, please plug your show. Everyone go listen to Jeff's show, the Headgum Podcast, listen to Review, your other show, watch the Headgum sketches. Jeff and Riley are the mastermind of the sketches, and they're really funny.
Thanks. Yeah, we did an episode of the Headgum Podcast with Miles. So if you like the show, if you like Miles, that's a great intro episode. And also, I feel like that episode's pretty indicative of what that show is. And if you like this show, you'll like that show, I think.
Yeah.
And then at Geoffrey James on Instagram, at Jeff Boyardi on Twitter.
That's right. Give him a follow. He's always posting crazy stuff on there. And as always, everyone, thanks for listening. And remember that perfection
is everything.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
That was a Headgum Podcast.